All right, everyone. Hello and welcome in. My name is Alexis Miller. I'm one of the yoga instructors here for Yoga for Caregivers. So this is our weekly stretch session where we just focus on getting into our body, stretching ourselves out, getting ourselves ready for the rest of the day and the rest of our week. So as we move through practice today, let's keep in mind our boundaries. Notice where you're ready to extend into postures, where you need to modify and come down to the mat, or perhaps just find that center posture. Also, keep in mind, I don't often cue water. So, if and when you feel thirsty, of course, please feel free to step off your mat, grab that drink, and then join us whenever you feel ready. So, with all of that being said, let's go ahead and come into a comfortable position, whether the legs are crossed or they're straight out in front of you. We're going to wiggle back and forth, rooting into the sits bones, and then we'll sit up nice and tall here. We're going to inhale as we draw our shoulders forward and up, and then exhale as we drop them back and down. One more time. Inhale, shoulders come forward and up. Exhale as they come back and down. Find a comfortable spot for your hands, whether on your knees, palms up or down, or in your lap. Gently closing the eyes if that feels comfortable for you, or perhaps finding an unmoving point and just softening your gaze here today. This year, inspiration for our classes is drawn from the Native American medicine wheel based on Sun Bear's vision. The medicine wheel teaches us about movement and change and offers us insight that will help us learn and grow. As we prepare to leave the beaver phase of the year, now is the time to learn about perseverance, patience, stability, and the practical aspects of life. In the midst of our hard work, we lean on these values to strengthen our resolve and help us manifest our goals. In living this way, we organize our life in a way that's in line with our true nature. Today, as you move through practice, see if you can cultivate the felt sense of patience and perseverance. Allow it to carry you through the practice and off the mat into your life. So, settling in, taking a deep inhale through your nose, filling the belly, lungs, and chest with air, before slowly exhaling that breath back out. Take another deep inhale, fill your belly, lungs, and chest with air. And then slowly exhale your breath back out. Take another deep inhale. Feel your belly expanding outward like a big balloon. And then exhale the breath out. Draw your belly button in toward your spine. Inhale, feel your torso expand and your collarbones gently lift. And then exhale, feel your shoulders release down and away from your ears. Inhale as you draw air in your nose, down your throat, filling your lungs. And then exhale as you squeeze that air out the lungs, feel it move up the throat and then out your nose. Continue to breathe deeply here, inhaling and exhaling with intention, really noticing the movement of the breath here. Now, if it feels right for you, you can incorporate a mantra here to help you stay grounded and focused. Inhale, I am. Exhale, organized. Inhale, I am. Exhale, organized. If you find that the mind wanders off on a thinking adventure, that is okay. It happens. Or if it gets caught up in a physical sensation or some kind of noise, simply notice the moment you've gone away and then see if you can come back to your mantra, back to your breathing. Remaining here for a few more minutes or moments, I should say, in whatever way best supports you. Let's take another deep inhale here. Set an intention or a purpose for your practice today, which really can be anything at all, but it often answers the question, why am I practicing yoga? Take a nice deep inhale, feel that intention with your heart and mind, and then exhale that breath out. Set the intention off to the side, knowing we'll return to it toward the end of our practice. Really nice work here. All right, we're gonna hop off of any props that you're sitting on, move them out of the way. Come right onto your hands and knees. So hands beneath the shoulders, knees beneath the hips, tops of your feet come onto the floor. We're gonna inhale, sink our bellies, lift our head and our hips coming into cow. And then exhale, lift the back, sink our head and our hips coming into cat. Inhale, as we sink the bellies, look up toward the sky, right into our cow. And then exhale, as we press the mat away, feel the shoulder blades separate, coming into cat. Inhale into cow. Again, feel the collarbone spread wide, feel that decompression, the low spine. And then exhale into cat as you move the chest toward the pelvis, feel the chin curl. Under. Good. And then inhale, let's come back into neutral. When you're ready, on the next inhale, let's tuck the toes. And then on the exhale, let's lift our hips into a down dog. Now, this may be the first down dog of our day or week. So let's walk our dog, bending one knee and then the other, opening up the backs of the legs here. As you do, take a nice deep inhale and a nice deep exhale. Nice deep inhale. Nice deep exhale. Come into stillness here, ground into down dog. So all 10 pads of your fingers gently grip the mat. You're feeling the heels of your hands pressing nice and firmly into the floor. Your head is between your shoulders. Your gaze is toward your toes. So chuck your chin slightly here. Shrug the shoulders down onto the back. Good. Heels reach toward the floor, even if they do not touch here. Really feel that pull through the hamstrings as you rotate your hips toward the top of the room and then press your chest toward your thighs here. Good. Let's take a nice deep inhale here. Exhale that breath out. Final inhale. Exhale, let it go. On the next inhale, sweep your left leg tall, flex your foot, press through the heel, three-legged dog. So no matter how high that left leg goes, really press through that heel away from the body. Continue to press the chest toward your right thigh here. So really feeling that nice deep stretch through the back of that right leg. Good. Let's take a nice deep inhale here. And then exhale, bend that knee, look up between your hands. Step your left foot forward here. Good. Leave that back heel lifted. And then inhale, sweep up your arms into a high lunge. So our front knee is bent in line with the foot and in line with the ankle. Our back leg is long. Eye of the knee is pressing toward the top of the room. Our arms are up, but our shoulders are down. Your hands are going to come into heart center here in just a moment. So if you'd like, you can already bring them down into that position. Good. Hips are square at the front of the mat, and we're tucking the tailbone slightly. So we're really feeling that pull open on that right hip flexor side. Yeah, you're doing great. Let's take a nice deep inhale here. Good. Exhale that breath out. One more deep inhale. And then exhale, twist the torso over to the left. So across the body here. Yeah. So we're getting that nice revolved lunge. So a couple options. You can remain right here. If you'd like, you can drop this elbow down to the top of that knee and then take that top hand, left hand, press it into the right palm, deepening that twist through the spine. Really spike the back heel away from the body, press the eye of the knee toward the ceiling. Now, if this is all too much, go ahead, drop that back knee down, untuck the toes here. This is more support, but same twist, same pull through that right hip flexor. So wherever you are, let's take a couple deep breaths here together. One more deep inhale. Exhale, release, drop that back knee down, bring the hands down to either side of that front foot. Untuck the back toes. Let's shift our weight onto that back foot, or back knee, sorry, flex the front foot, walk the hands back. Now, if you have props, you can use one, I'll demonstrate that, or if you have two, you can use two. We're gonna go ahead and grab them in our hands, bring them to either side of our extended leg. We'll inhale as we lengthen through the spine. Exhale as we hinge at the hips, lean forward over this front leg, coming into dragon. Ooh, nice little hamstring stretch. So as you press the chest down, keep those ears in line with your shoulders here. Move the toes in toward the shin. Going to keep that stretch nice and deep. And there's a tendency to sink back toward the right heel. Instead, stay nice and long through this right leg here. Good. And instead, focus on pressing forward with the chest. Using blocks for support as you need, or if you don't need them at all, hands can be down on the mat, above or below your knee joint, or even on your hips. All right, let's take a couple deep breaths here together. Excellent work. We're going to inhale, bend that front knee. Go ahead, move your props out of the way. Plant your hands to either side of that front foot. Now, we're going to heel toe our foot to the right side of our mat, bringing the ankle to meet the right wrist, and then lower your right knee down to the inside of the left wrist. So we're heading toward pigeon. If you already know what that is, go ahead and make your way there. Now, if you notice, my hips are lifted here, so I'm going to tuck the back toes, slide my right knee toward the back of the mat here. So I'm lowering the hips down. Now, you can stay right here, lifted, option. You can use props like blocks to come down onto your forearms, or you can come all the way down onto the mat on your forearms. You've got a couple options here. Now, we're going to amp this up. You're welcome to stay right where you are, or if you'd like, we're going to bring a stretch into that right thigh by bending that back knee and lifting that heel. So maybe it's an inch or two, and maybe that's the stretch you need today. Maybe you can pull that heel in toward the hip here, toward the glute, nice and deep. You can stay right here on the hands or down on the forearms. Now, if you'd like, we're going to incorporate that twisting motion again. So we can also plant that right hand on the mat and then sweep the left arm around to grab that foot here, or ankle or shin. Now, as we draw that heel in, being gentle with ourselves, whoo, we're feeling that stretch through the thigh here. I know I am. Keeping your right elbow slightly soft if you are lifted here. Let's take a couple deep breaths together. We're twisting through the spine, opening our right hip flexor, opening our left hip, opening our right thigh. A lot is going on here. We're even opening up the chest and that left shoulder. Good. Let's take one more deep breath here. Nice deep inhale. Exhale, release the foot if it's down. Come back onto the hands if you are not already there. Let's tuck the back toes, lift the back leg, step right back into your three-legged dog, and move that leg around in a couple circles in one direction. And then in the other, just opening that leg up for dropping that foot down to the floor. Let's even out in down dog as I switch sides here. Take a nice deep inhale here. Nice deep exhale. Good. On the following inhale, opposite side, sweep that right leg tall, flex the foot, press through the heel. So we're a three-legged dog, opposite side. Still grounding into the hands, press the chest toward the left thigh now. No matter how high that right leg goes, flex the foot, press through the heel. Feel that nice deep stretch of the back of the left leg this time. Good. Take a nice deep inhale here. Exhale, bend the knee, look up between the hands. Go ahead, step your right foot forward, up between your hands, keep the back heel lifted. And then inhale, we're gonna sweep up our arms and lift our torso, coming into that high lunge on the opposite side. So once again, front knees bent in line with our foot and in line with our ankle, back leg long, eye of the knee pressing up here. Arms are up, shoulders are down, hands can be at heart center. We're headed that way anyway. Make the choice that feels right for you. And then check in with the hips. We're gonna tuck the tailbone slightly so we're feeling that nice deep stretch in through that left hip flexor this time. Let's take a couple deep breaths here together. All right, take a deep inhale. And then exhale, we twist over to the right this time. Now you can stay right here. This is a great option. Another option, drop that left elbow to the top of the right knee. Plant that right hand, press it into that left hand, deepening the twist through the spine. Ooh, this is a nice deep twist here, nice lunge position we're in. If you'd like, drop the back knee and untuck the toes. Same position, but more support for that back leg. We're opening up that left hip flexor and getting a nice twist through the spine. So notice where you are. Let's take a couple, deep breaths here together. All right. We inhale, gently release, drop the back knee down, hands come to either side of that front foot. Again, if you have props, you might want to grab them as we shift our weight onto that back knee, straighten that front leg, flex the front foot. You can drop your blocks down to either side of that extended leg. So once again, we inhale as we lengthen through the spine, exhale as we hinge at the hips, lean forward over that front leg, coming into dragon, opposite side. So again, nice long spine, pressing forward with the heart center. Good. Keeping our hips square at the top of the mat, toes moving in toward the shin here. Again, there's a tendency to sink back, but instead of doing that, stay strong through the knee and see if you can fold forward more. You're going to get a stretch there, I promise. Hands can be on your blocks, any height. They can also be down on the mat or on your hips if you prefer. These are all options. Notice what feels right for you, and it may be different side to side. Let's take a couple deep breaths here together. All right, inhale, go ahead, come forward onto that front foot. Move your props out of the way if you use them. Plant those hands. Now take that right foot, heel toe it to the left side of your mat, bringing that ankle and wrist to meet, and then lower the knee to the inside of the right wrist here. Good. Now, you can stay right here. Maybe this is your stretch. You can also tuck the back toes, slide your left leg toward the back of the mat, lowering deeper down into pigeon here. Now, options, you can stay right here on the hands. This is a great choice for many people. It's the right one for their bodies. You can also come down onto the forearms. You can also use props to support your going down here. Any height, again, really notice what feels right for your body. Now, if you want to amp it up, add a little stretch in onto that left leg and that thigh. We're going to bend that left knee, pull the heel in. So maybe it's an inch or two. Maybe you can get that all the way in. You can stay right here. Again, this is a great option. Another option is to come back onto the hands. So we're going to get that twist through the spine again, plant into that left hand, and then inhale, sweep around with that right hand, grab the foot, the ankle, or the shin, and then draw that knee or that heel in toward the glute here. Good. Woo, we're feeling it. Lots and lots of stretching going on. Got a lot of dynamic tension going on in the body, moving in different directions at the same time. So keeping that left elbow slightly bent here, not locking it out. And then wherever you are, let's breathe. Deep inhale. Exhale, we release that foot, hand comes back down to the mat, onto the hands if you're not already there. Tuck the back toes, oops, lift that back leg. Let's step right back into our three-legged dog. Move that leg around in a couple circles in one direction. And then in the other, just releasing that hip here. Ooh, yeah. Or dropping that foot down onto the mat. Good. Take a nice deep inhale here. And then exhale, let's go ahead and drop the knees down, untuck the toes, sink back into a child's pose, elongate the arms, bring the forehead down to the floor. If your forehead does not reach the mat, you can always stack the forearms or stack your palms or your fists. You can also use a block underneath the forehead as well. All of these are options for you. So wherever you are, just taking a quick breath here. Noticing what's present, feeling into that stretch. Good. On the next inhale, go ahead. Intentionally come up here, moving slowly. And then we're going to come right onto our backs and get ready for final relaxation. So if you need a towel off, grab a drink or of water, put on socks or a jacket. Now is your moment. We will not sit up for the rest of our practice, okay? So come right down onto your back, tuck the knees into the chest, wrap your arms around your legs here, hug yourself in for just a moment. Maybe rock from side to side, little roly-poly action here. Good. And then let's come into stillness. Making our way into final relaxation, you can drop those soles of the feet to the floor. Knees are high, you can stay here. You can always extend the legs and put blocks underneath the legs here. Lots of people like that. You can allow the knees to fall open, soles of the feet to come together. You can extend one leg and keep the other foot in for fallen tree, or find that traditional final relaxation with arms and legs fully extended. You're also welcome to lay on your side or your belly if that feels more comfortable for you. Or if you'd like, you can come back into a seated position and treat this final part as a seated meditation. It is your practice, so I invite you to find the position that feels the most comfortable for your body and then make your way into it. So as you settle in here, take a few moments, allow yourself to ease into the space, letting go of control of the breath, and just begin to notice that natural rhythm or cadence that it takes on. Notice how fast or slow it has become, how deep or shallow. Notice the quality of each breath on your inhales, the quality of each breath on your exhales. And just feel into the movements of the breath here, staying grounded, staying in tune with the breath. Once again, if the mind wanders off, that is okay. Coming back to the breath or reincorporating our mantra we use at the beginning of practice. Inhale, I am. Exhale, organized. Inhale, I am. Exhale, organized. Remaining here with the breath for just a few more moments in whatever way best supports you. I'm going to get quiet for this final part of practice so you can have it to yourself. Please know that I'm watching the time. I certainly respect yours, and I will let you out of this posture before the end of practice. So leaning back, letting go, just resting right here with your breath. There is tranquility, peace, and joy within us, but we have to call them forth so they can manifest. Bringing your awareness back to this space, taking a deep inhale through your nose, filling your belly, lungs, and chest with air, before slowly exhaling your breath back out. Take another deep inhale here as you begin to wiggle your fingers and toes, move arms and legs, gently waking your body up. When it feels right for you, rolling onto one side, pausing there with an arm or a hand beneath your head. It's here that I invite you to bring back to mind your intention or your purpose that you set at the beginning of your practice that answered the question, why am I practicing yoga? Take a deep inhale as you come on up into a seated position, and we close out our practice today. So finding your comfortable seat, rooting into those sits bones, sitting up nice and tall. We inhale, bring the shoulders forward and up, and then exhale, drop them back and down. Hands into that comfortable position, legs, lap, or heart center, closing the eyes if you'd like. We take a moment to express gratitude for yet another lovely day here on earth and for our bodies that allow us to do so many things, including yoga. Thank you all so much for allowing me to guide you through this practice today. It was a joy and an honor, and I hope to be able to do so again in the future. The light in me, it sees the light in you. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me here for this weekly stretch session with Yoga for Caregivers. Again, my name is Alexis Miller. I'm here every Wednesday at 9 a.m. So mark your calendars, set your alarms. I hope to see you again. You can find Yoga for Caregivers on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube. So make sure to tune in and follow us so you can access all of the resources and know what we're up to and the changes that are happening. I want to thank you for joining me, and I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your week. I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.